my name is Heather, and I want to welcome you to my Fodder School Hop video. First of all, I want to apologize for my voice. I just went on an art retreat to Italy and I came back sick. And then also, I don't know if you can hear the thunder in the background, but I'm in Florida. We have a hurricane coming through, and I just got a tornado warning on my phone as I was filming this video the first time around. So hopefully everything will work out this time. Okay, so first of all, I want to show you my November Fodder School lesson, which was from Tiffany Sharpe. And she had us making these super cute painted envelopes out of paper. And I did 3. And then she had us doing these watercolor botanicals, which was so fun. I always feel like there's one staying in there. So I'll just show you some of the ones that we did. And these are pretty much exactly what she did in class. Super cute, super fun. Could be used in a journal. Could be used on a card. Those are just some swatches because I love to swatch. I love leaves. I love botanicals. This lesson was right up my alley, and this is my favorite one. I have a thing about these seed pods or poppy seed pods. So then that inspired me to use 2 of my envelopes for keeping track of my colors, because if you watch the extra videos in Fodder School, Wendy, who's the founder of Fodder School, shows us the importance of having a color scheme that you can then use throughout Fodder School, so you can use fodder from one month to the next. So I decided I was going to use this little piece of recycled material, and it was going to be my Fodder School color holder. So I did some paint on some papers, and on the back I put the name and the brand of the paint. But the best part is I put it on Velcro dots. So if I don't like a paper anymore, or a color anymore, I could just take it off. I could put something else on there. I can paint another piece of paper. I put color swatches and extra dots in here. I could paint a little piece of paper and I can audition it and see, oh, would that look good in my color palette? So that was super fun. And that was November. And then in December, we had Barb Smucker, who had us making painted papers and stencils, handmade stencils, mark making, and then we created wood paneled pieces of art. I did do mine a little differently because, to be honest with you, I have too much art in my house, which is probably not possible, but I have a lot of art in my house. So I thought a more practical application for myself would to be, instead of putting everything on the front part of the wooden panel, is that I actually did the project, which was then using those collage papers to make this, is to put it on the inside, to hold all the little pieces of paper on my desk that always get lost. So I did this one. This is for my neutrals. So I have my pieces of paper that sit on my desk that are my neutrals. And then I did one for my colors. So this was the project that we did. I did do some mark making on top because I got a little carried away with some of my pens, but that's okay. And this is for my colored papers. And this is one of the papers we also did in Barb's class, and I love it. So I don't know if I'm going to use this anytime soon. It could be great on the cover of a journal, but I just love it. And it was inspired by Tiffany Sharpe's lesson, which is one of the things that I love, is that you may learn something from one teacher and then carry something that you really enjoy into another lesson. It's all open to your own interpretation. All right, so that was December. So the next month was January, and that was Megan Quinlan. And Megan had us making these cute little tins with prompt cards, inspiration cards, whatever works for you. I had these tins already, so I made my cards to size. So let me show you some of the ones I did. And these were pretty much all with Megan Quinlan's stencils or Megan Quinlan's art foamies. Oopsie. So here's some here. We put little words on them. I had the Megan Quinlan stencils, and so I just used those. Some of her stamps and stencils, and then just a blank one for whenever. I will make more of these, definitely. I've been wanting to make prompt cards for a long time, and I think that these would be wonderful for putting little prompts, art prompts on the back, such as a color or an art supply or an action. So these were my circled ones. Then I also did this cute little square. Now Megan's were much bigger and elaborate, but I wanted to use what I had, so I had many of these tins. So I will be making much more. So here are my little square ones. And we made the background paper, and then she showed us how to make marks and stencil on them. And then I also had some things sitting around my desk. And I did like a little collage with a little Tim Holtz. And again, one of the reasons why these are so wonderful is that they might inspire you to say, oh, I forgot that I had that stencil. Oh, maybe I could put a mark on that little project, or words, or combine a stamp and a stencil together. So love this lesson. We'll definitely do more of these in the future. I need to keep these tins on my desk because if I don't see something, sometimes I forget about them. All right, so that was January with Megan Quinlan. Okay, so now we're going to skip to May. And May was Susanne Randers. And she had us, first of all, doing botanical sketches where we made flowers in a very loose way. All right, so here are some of the botanicals that I did. Just little flowers. Some a little bit more wonky, some a lot more wonky. I was just kind of playing with styles because I don't do sketching. I am not a professional artist. This is a hobby for me, a way to relax, and really a way to connect with others. Although I love botanicals, I haven't drawn them or painted them a lot. So this was my start, and then I took some of the ones I really liked and mounted them on these collages. These are also some just art foamies from Susanne that I stamped and put in the Fodder Keeper. And the Fodder Keeper is probably one of my more, oh, here's some more. These are done with art foamies. Okay. And this Fodder Keeper is probably one of my biggest pride and joys. Oh, this is a little pocket here. But she had us making the background papers, and she showed us how to construct this. And I just think it was fun, challenging, practical, and these are all little pockets. And they're all on the painted, or the papers that we did. I, of course, had to put a stencil on top of it with some of my favorite stencils. And then we just made this Fodder Keeper, and it's adorable. And on the inside, I have some painted papers. So it's a fodder keeper, fodder paper keeper, you know, whatever you want to use it for. If you make greeting cards, you could put cards fronts in here. I don't make greeting cards, but I wish I did. It sounds fabulous. I wish people sent more cards nowadays, right? But super, super fun project. I love this fabric. And yeah, one of the better things that I had done up to this point in Fodder School, personally, better meaning challenging, and I just adore it. So this was Susanne Randers in May. Okay, so in June, we had Sarah Gardner. And Sarah had us making a lot of painted papers. Papers that were very colorful, papers that were hand painted, and papers that were to be inspired by travel. Other students did papers inspired by maybe botanicals. But I had attended a workshop in Puerto Vallarta in February at a place called Hacienda Mosaico for a Frida Kahlo workshop. And unfortunately, the owners had sold the property to a developer who has since demolished it. And so these pictures were special to me because they were recent, but also they were of a place that no longer exists. And the place was full of mosaics, glasswork. It was an art retreat. It was a place that pretty much only did art retreats. So I used some of my photos from my trip. And what we did is we collaged the papers that we made. And I did use some papers that weren't handmade paper, like I love vintage paper, so, but these are papers that we made and then collaged them onto ATC cards, and we let the photographs inspire the colors that we used for the collage and the papers that we made. And then I had some extra cards laying about, and so I decided to just use some little things that were sitting on my desk. A stencil. I've had this done probably for 4 years. A little flower I had made on Procreate. A stamp. An art foamy stamp. And then some vintage paper out of a botanical book. So it's wonderful how these projects can inspire an individual to then take the lesson and use it in a different way. So we were encouraged, or it was offered to us, that we could then do an ATC swap. I did not participate, but it's okay. And it was a super fun project, and thank you, Sarah Gardner. All right. And the last project that I want to share with you was August, which was Alison Bomber. Alison first had us doing painted papers. Sometimes I felt a little messy, and then we stamped on them. And then we also, she had us making botanical florals, branches, beautiful colors. I don't know if you've ever watched Alison Bomber's YouTube video, but if you haven't, you need to go find her because she is so much fun and inspirational. So we then use those elements to create a little house. And this is one of her stamps from Paper Artsy. And this is the paper that we made. This is an art foamy stamp. And then we mounted it on a substrate, and she gave us many different options. I happen to have this piece of wood from a store, like a discount store. And I had purchased it like a few weeks before, and I thought it was perfect. And so this is what I created. It's super cute. It's meant to just stand up and down. Okay, the flowers are falling off. The little buds are falling off, but that's okay because it's dried plant material and it will do that, but it really hasn't moved much. I think it's super cute. And I have it on one of the ledges in my living room. And that also inspired me. I do need to show you because one of the substrates that she showed us how to use was a paper cardboard. And that reminded me that I have a closet, a big box in my closet from a lesson with Liz Constable in Fodder School 1. And I thought, what if I then took the inspiration from Alison's lesson and the stamp that she designed for Paper Artsy, and I make a little journal. So I made this cute little journal with watercolor paper. This is Alison's stamp. This is some extra paper that we made. This is a stencil from Megan Quinlan. And again, it's wonderful how you can take substrates or ideas from previous lessons and incorporate them into new lessons. And something I want to say about this too is that Liz Constable is probably one of my favorite teachers I've ever had. I feel like I'm going to tear up. I was first exposed to her in Fodder School 1. She's so dynamic. I've taken lessons, many lessons from her since. She is coming back for Fodder School 4. And I would say Fodder School 4 is worth it just to get a lesson and exposure to Liz Constable because she is amazing. And all of the Fodder School teachers have been amazing. The Fodder School students have been amazing. The platform is so easy to use. I'm not doing this Fodder School hop as a pitch. We are not instructed to do it as a pitch. We've been instructed just to share some of the lessons that we did in Fodder School 3. But I want to tell you that this has just been one of the most wonderful things that I've done for myself. And even though I haven't done all of the lessons in all 3 years, they are there for me to go back when I feel like it. And I just want to thank Wendy so much for the opportunity to do this video on my small little YouTube channel, and for everything you've done with Fodder School and all the other wonderful lessons that you've done on the Willa platform. There are many other classes besides Fodder School on Wendy's platform, and check it out. Check out the other hops, check out the instructors, and I really hope to see you in Fodder School 4. Okay, thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.